My name is Mia Cheddar, and
He's over here. I wonder what.
So the nice thing is, we check to assess hazards and here comes our Waymo. Let's see how it does.
Hey there, Mia.
Hello, Waymo. It's interesting because, like, when you talk about safety in your work, it made me think like there's a lot of alignment and overlap, like just with thinking about safety in general of people and how that manifests in your work versus how it manifests in the type of work that I do and like building autonomous systems and AI.
And that's kind of what I also, like a lot of more the anxiety is what other people are going to be like. You got the car in my community and the car is doing blah, 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 blah. Like,
yeah.
Time out, stop.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I forget that part of the marina is like getting on the 911 freeway. And I'm wait a minute, in my mind, I'll go, we're getting on the freeway. And I was like, oh, no, we're going to do this scenic route going back.
Yeah. I do like to ride Waymo because I like to give it data. I like to observe. It's a learning experience for me. It's a learning experience for Waymo. I like to think about why it makes certain decisions. And, even though, like I said, I'm not on the design team or anything for this one, so I don't know anything for sure, but just having had to make those types of decisions myself, I like to kind of be in a product and, watch how it moves through the world.
You mentioned LiDAR, using LiDAR, which I didn't think a LiDAR would be used in this type of format, but I know that LiDAR has been used in like remapping and changing the way we see the world right now. The stuff with the Amazon jungle being an actual city covered by what we thought was jungle is basically an overgrown garden from the city that pretty much something wiped all the people out like millions of whatever years ago.
Wow.
And it's just grown unchecked. And it's like, where did this come from? Oh, the science nerd in me has been looking at all this stuff that LiDAR has been discovering as they've been flying around scanning. So, calling New Zealand a lost continent now, that there's cities underneath the water that they've been excavating and pulling artifacts up from. And then they scanned one of the pyramids in Egypt, and they found all these cylinders underneath the pyramids.
I have I'll Google that and poke around, but to your point, LiDAR is an incredible technology and, similar to people, so LiDAR is just one way that Waymo perceives the environment. So when I'm driving, I see, I hear, just moving through the world, I smell, I taste, I touch. And so I've got lots of senses or, a certain amount of senses that I can use to perceive my environment. Waymo has the LiDAR, it has radar, it has, I'm pretty sure a stereo depth camera somewhere. It takes that, and similar to how we take that and we fuse it all into a perception of the world. And then we use our brains to make decisions based on what we perceive, and then use our brains to take action. And so, Waymo has all of those systems as well, but I'm really curious. So the LiDAR systems that you're talking about are systems that are being deployed to just better understand existing physical structures that we have in the world.
I guess that's how they're using it. I don't know the scientific stuff behind why they were doing these studies and why they just started scanning things that were random, would seem random. It's an interesting world, when our technologies now catch up saying, well, we thought this, but now we realize that wasn't true.
So what do you think about autonomous cars in general?
I would love to have an autonomous car to where it was mine and I could get in it, and for whatever reason, I was just tired, say, take me home, and I go home and be asleep in the car and not worry about the police pulling me over saying, hey, should have been X, Y, and Z or something like that,
I think it's going to be an interesting journey. Like what I think is like we're going to slowly so Waymo's going to get better. Waymo and other autonomous cars are going to get better. We're going to achieve level 5 full autonomy, and then you are going to have to bring people along for the journey. People have a certain mental model, so bring people along for the journey to be comfortable with autonomous driving and be comfortable not driving themselves. Like there's kids alive today that will never drive. I'm fairly certain of it. And so because they're born into a different mental model, but there's also as we make that shift, there's going to be people who like to drive. And so I think we're going to have these tracks or something, just like these areas where people can go to drive who like to drive. And maybe we still have Formula One or something like that for people who like to drive. But on the streets to get from point A to B, it's going to be autonomous cars.